Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and thank you, big shout out to my new subscribers. I do appreciate it, it helps the channel grow. Right, we're back on the engine and I've moved it, as you can probably see the different ambience here. I've moved it into my garage to remove the engine. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take off, because I'm not disconnecting these cables. I'll pull you back a bit so you can see a bit better. I'm going to be taking off the gear selector. Now I'm expecting a little bit of oil, so I'll put a rag down below. And what we need to do as well is to disconnect, I'll show you under there in a minute, the back brake cable. So what I'm going to do is, I think they should be an 11, not a 10 actually. So I'm going to stick my socket set on there and take off these two bolts that are holding on the gear selector. 1, 2, and for the time being I'm just going to have to stick them on the floor, unfortunately. So again, we've got the half bolts that Vespa use on their engines, a spring washer and a flat washer. Spring washer, flat washer on both. So I'll undo the second one. We'll be taking the engine out today. I'm also going to be taking off the CDI, which is where I left it on the last video. So right, so spring washer, flat washer, excellent. On here is a clip that holds in the cabling. Hopefully you can see that. We just need to move the cables out of the clip, and then what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the gear selector to one side over there. So easiest way I've found of doing this is to actually select a gear. So grab hold of your handlebars, turn the handlebar, you see that falling off? Brilliant. And that moves the selector off out of the way. So there's the oil. Brilliant. No matter how you drain this down, there'll always be some oil. That's the nature of the beast. So pull it out towards you and then turn it around and it should just come off. That's well, greased up to the eyeballs still. It's pretty good. I'll move that out of the way. But this is what changes your gears. I'll just dry up the oil there. And we've got a gasket that's still nice and fresh there. So next what I'm going to do is just take off the CDI bracket and keep that safe. When it's Phillips screws. Yeah. When we get the engine out, then we can go back in the shed, stick it on its mount. Again, I don't want to lose the washers from this. This is not a standard mount, it's a stainless steel one. If you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a bit of a stainless steel fan. It just saves rust. They're out in all kinds of weather, and let's see if I can get the top one without. Yeah. There we go. So we'll be able to move the HT lead out of the way and the wiring loom as well, because I don't want that getting damaged. I'm coming to the end of the screws there. Drop the washer and the screw. Right, so our CDI now is off. Put that safe. And again, I just need to put the washers and the nuts safely away. I'm just going to unscrew this and this one and just put the nuts and washers back on so they don't get lost. There we go, one. And the other one, same again. So as you can see, there is quite a lot of room now to work on. Right, so we've got our gear selector moved out of the way. We'll get our wiring loom out of the way, but stick that towards the front so it's out of the way. And then we're going to be taking off, I'll probably have to, I'll cut this in when I turn it around. Right, so I'm holding the camera. If I stick the light on there so you can actually see, so we need to undo that cable and pull it through. It's also adjusted underneath there, so unfortunately I can't get the camera, or can I? Let me see if I can turn the camera around on its mount upside down. Then what I'm going to be undoing is that nut. There we go. And then we'll be pulling that cable out. In fact, let me stick the 13mm socket on. It's going to be a little bit easier and quicker to undo. Stand that light up again. We can take that completely off. There we go. So we've got our plain washer, our spring washer, and our nut, and that's it, be able to undo. I will explain what I'm doing here when we get the engine out, but what I'm trying to do is just get the cable through at the moment. Right, so I've moved the camera up and we're going to be undoing these 17mm bolt and nut from the engine. So I need a 17 socket, not an 18, 17. Right. Short extension. I'll put the spanner on the inside and go on the nut. There we go. Once it starts, you should be able to turn it off with your hand. No, tell a lie, it is loose. I think it's still slightly pinching, isn't it? I wonder if that's free enough. Yeah, that's free enough. Let's move you out of the way again. And what I find best then, so you've got your spring nut again and your bolt. Looks like I'm gonna have to buy a new bolt there, or nut I should say, maybe the whole lot. And we should be able to feel that turn. Yes, it is freely. Put your finger behind it and push it, pull it completely out. Because where the camera is, it's in my way. Right, here we go. They are dead tight. Take that one off completely. Here we go. I think I must be over tightening these because we've got a broken washer there. I'll leave that on top. Let's get the screwdriver on that. Which it is, and it's coming out. Don't think that's free of the engine yet. Or the washer. Oh, it's near enough. Yeah, that washer has dropped off now. Because these are not rubber bushes, the engine bolt should just slide out now. So there's the engine bolt we're pulling out. Pulling on sockets here. Get that behind again and pull it. I mean, with the socket behind there, it's coming out very, very easily. So what I'm going to do is just take the weight from the engine, pull the bolt out, get the kickstart out of the way. Right, that bolt's near enough out now. That's right on its edge. I'll tell you what I haven't done, thinking about it. Right, so the bolt's nearly out. I'm just going to hold the engine and take out this bolt, and then it's all totally free. There you go. That's our engine out. What I'm going to do now is I'll just move the frame over the top of the engine and park it up. So I'll just cut out for that, out the frame. What I'm going to do now is just take off the wheel nuts from the hub, then we can get our exhaust off. Right, let's get these wheel nuts off. Again, flat washer, spring washer, in this case again stainless steel, and I will be spraying up these hubs again, the hub and the wheel in this case, because it's just starting to go rusty, and they were new wheels when I put them on, so look after it, it'll look after you. Then we're going to do our last wheel. This might be a bit tighter. No, it's okay. Because I was going to say, because of the weight of the engine on the back wheel, so I'm just going to rotate the engine over slightly and remove the back wheel. There we go, back wheel off. Now we can drop our exhaust, which where have I done with that spanner? It's just this bolt here that I loosened off to get the cylinder off. The bolt holding the exhaust on to the swing arm. This is a genuine exhaust, brand new when I put it on, and I'll be spraying that up again because obviously I'll be reusing this. Right, so there's our bolt that holds the exhaust on. What I can do as well is while we've got the engine in this state, is knock off this hubcap. I don't know if you can actually see the hubcap. Knock off the hubcap and take the back hub physically off.